What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today we're trying something slightly different. Today I'm going to tell you all about the Vivo X Note, its specifications, hardware, software, first impressions, but for at least the first part of the video, I'm just going to tell you the specs exactly as they are as I read them from my most trusted site, gsmarena.com. Typically what I'd do is I'd memorize it all, then make a video. So this is a bit of behind the curtains, and it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. I get to create the content while making sure that the information I give you is 100% accurate. So without further ado, let's go. So first things first, as mentioned, I go to gsmarena.com all the time when I buy any new smartphone. And for those that have watched any videos, you'll know that in the past 2 years I've had close to 70 smartphones that I've done unboxings, first impressions, reviews. But today's all about the Vivo X Note. So we all know it's a 7-inch absolute behemoth screen from Vivo. Vivo released this back in April of 2022, so April of this year. Yes, it's taken me a long time to get the device, but I was to and fro. I had the Vivo X80 Pro, I had the Vivo X Fold, and I thought, let's just complete the trifecta and get the Vivo X Note. And it's only been 24 hours with the device, slightly under 24 hours, and first impressions are good. Now the device itself is running on Android 12. With Origin OS skin overlaid. However, I have Nova Launcher 7 overlaid, and I've made dedicated videos on setting up my Vivo X Fold that I'll link to, so I'm not going to go through the setup process and how to do that. But when importing a phone from China, it is super important to know that you can't just plug and play. There's a lot of steps you have to do to get your notifications coming in. That's all to do with battery management, to use Google Pay, to use Android Auto if your phone supports it. There's a lot of things you have to do. And again, I've done that video already. I've done a 2 or 3 part series on answering all your questions on Vivo. I guess if you can't be arsed going back to look at them all, pop your question in the comments below and I will get back to you. Okay. Now continuing on with the device itself. So what have we got here? We've got the dimensions. So it's big, 7 inches. It weighs 221 grams, which for a behemoth like this is actually not too bad. Lighter than the iPhone 14 Pro Max actually. It's a dual SIM with 5G capabilities, no expandable storage. You can get in 12 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes of RAM. This is a 12 gigabyte version. You can get it in 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 storage or 512. This is the 512 gigabyte version. And price, I paid, including taxes, shipping, delivery, £960. So about $1,000 via Blue Iode. I think I've decided it's Blue Iode. So it's got an LTPO AMOLED panel running at 120 Hz. That can go all the way down to 1 Hz. It has got HDR10 Plus, which again is absolutely outstanding for watching content. It has no notch or pill. It only has that selfie cutout in the top center. This is a Quad HD display running at 3260 by 2140, I believe. Let's just check. I mean, I've got open. I may as well check. So 1440 by 3080 pixels. So 486 ppi density. There you go. Quad HD. It's got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip in it. The 8 Gen 2 chip is going to be out super soon. I believe, is it the Honor that's going to be the first one to get that? or probably 1 Plus, I don't know. But the 8 Gen 1 chip, super speedy, everything you need, absolutely fine. It's got the Adreno 730 GPU. I don't game, but I do know that this screen would be pretty phenomenal to game with. So if you're a gamer, get on it. Now, the major selling point for Vivo devices, in my opinion, is all about the camera tech. The camera tech on the Vivo X Fold, the Vivo X80 Pro were top tier. So hands down, the best foldable phone camera system was the Vivo X Fold. And in a blind camera comparison test between the Vivo X80 Pro, the Honor Magic 4 Pro, the iPhone 13 Pro Max at the time, and the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, the Vivo, in my opinion, and many others, that video's got like, I think about 8,000 views now with lots of comments and a lot of those supporting that the Vivo delivered the best pictures. So now I've got the Vivo X Note, which shares pretty much the same camera system as the Vivo X80 Pro, which I am delighted with. To give you specifics on the camera, it's a 50 megapixel f1.6 wide lens with laser autofocus and optical image stabilization. There is an 8 megapixel periscope zoom lens, which goes 5 times optical. There is a 12 megapixel telephoto lens, and this does 2 times optical zoom, perfect for portrait shots. And that final lens of the quad is the 48 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide. Now this has 114 degrees field of vision, splendid ultra wide shots. I'm going to have to blue ball you a bit here. I'm not going to drop any camera photos or video footage in this video because I need to milk this Vivo T as much as I can, and I'll make a separate camera test video on that one. Now all these lenses are covered with the Zeiss optics, so it's got the Zeiss T-Star coating over it. Essentially, what does that mean for you and I? Flares and glare. It really minimizes that. If you use an iPhone, or if you've used an iPhone over the past few years, shooting directly into the sun, or on bright days, there's a lot of flares and lens, like little green dots that appear. With the Zeiss T-Star coating, that does not happen. Okay, continuing on, we have a 16 megapixel selfie camera, which only runs at 1080p at 30 frames per second. One thing I would note with all the other lenses is they're all 4K at 30 or 60, but that main wide lens can actually go 8K 30. Now, absolutely no one watching this video should be using 8K. It's absolutely pointless, and it's going to use up all your storage, even at half a terabyte. So just don't do it. Now, continuing with hardware, we do have obviously dual stereo speakers, and because the sound chamber, because the audio can go quite a lot through this phone because there's so much space to maneuver, I think it's the best speakers I've heard on a smartphone. There you go, bold statement. 14 Pro Max is obviously outstanding, but the Vivo X Note slightly higher. If anything, the iPhone's probably got more bass. Do you know what? I'll not blue ball you for that, and here's a little test of the speakers on the Vivo X Note. Now, as far as connectivity, you've got Wi-Fi, obviously, on the device. It's got Wi-Fi. Has it got Wi-Fi 6E? No, just Wi-Fi 6. Bluetooth 5.2. Obviously, GPS, NFC, all the other good stuff. An infrared port, Flossie Carter. You should be delighted with that. I'm sure you are. continuing on. Okay, next big topic, battery and battery life. This is a 5000 milliamp hour battery that can wired charge at 80 watts and wirelessly charge at 50 watts. Essentially, Vivo are saying here you can get to 100% from dead in 32 minutes. I think if you allowed yourself 35 minutes, that's probably more accurate. But essentially, go for your shit shower and shave in the morning, get yourself dressed, and your phone's going to be dead to 100%. That is pretty impressive. And much like all the other flagship Android devices, it does have wireless reverse charging at 10 watts. So again, handy if you need your buds or AirPods or anything charged up, or even a friend's device. The phone itself comes in 3 colours, black, blue and grey. Interesting here, I've got the grey version, but Blue IO'd, I ordered the black, and I can see the confirmation that I ordered black, but I can't be bothered complaining, and to be honest, I quite like the grey look, so we're good. If anybody's watching from Blue IO'd, which I know you're not, I'm good, don't worry. Don't need anything from you. So that's the main hardware and software specs. Now I just want to talk a little bit about my first impressions. First impressions are solid. As mentioned, camera on this is just top tier. The screen display on this is actually top tier. Speakers are top tier. Only thing you have to get round, and I mentioned at the start of the video, with any Chinese import, is there's a lot of donkey work to be done before you can actually enjoy using the phone too much. So I spent, I want to say about 4 hours last night, and the process for that I'll run through very quickly. You get the device, the first thing you want to do is install Gmail from the Vivo store. Once you install Gmail, that automatically downloads the Google Play Store. You then want to change your home screen layout from the pages to app drawer. So when you swipe up, all the apps are there. 2 reasons. One, it's cleaner, but also the main reason is that then makes every single app on the phone and your home screen and all the other pages removable. So you can press and hold and either uninstall, hide or remove. With the non-app drawer settings, so just the swiping the pages, those options don't come up. You're stuck with it, and that includes the widgets. So the biggest time consumption was uninstalling all the apps you don't need, and then hiding all the other Chinese Vivo apps you don't need as well. Once you've done all that and the phone looks clean, I could easily get by using the Vivo system launcher, Origin OS. So customizable, from charging port to charging animation to wallpapers. Everything's customizable. But I love Nova Launcher, so I've installed Nova Launcher on the device. Do all that, you have an Android phone, a normal Android phone, and you won't have to keep doing it all the time. If you follow the steps in the video I've done, you don't have to keep changing the launcher or anything like that. That's it. You'll never notice anything different. I hope you've enjoyed my first impressions video and a bit of a tutorial and this new format. I'm not sure if I'll do this again. I'm just being a bit lazy. You can let me know in the comments if this worked for you. And again, if you've got any questions, pop them down below. If you haven't already, like the video, hit subscribe. I'm over 2,000 subscribers now, which I never thought in a million years I'd get to. So now I want 10,000. Simple. You have to help me get there. Share this video. Do what you need to do. Until next time, where I will give you a camera comparison. It might be a full review next time, or it might just be a designated camera video. I don't know. But until then,